Miss Michelle again. We are on day 3 for pre-K 3. So we are going to begin today with our good morning song like we usually do. So get your little arms ready. Fernando, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. We are going to begin by starting the good morning song. Good morning to my friends. Good morning to my teachers too. We're going to have a great day. Let's start it out
With a big hooray!
Let's start it out with a big hooray. Raise those arms way up high in the sky and get your wiggles ready. Okay, wake that body up. Okay, so do you remember what we've been talking about? I bet you do. See if you can whisper it in your mom or your dad's ear. We've been talking about travel by water. You guessed it. I hope you did. So we're talking about travel by water. And as you can see on my board again, we have many of the different types of boats. I'm not sure if you can see them up close, but I know Miss Anita talked about them. But I will remind you, there's an ocean liner, which is the big cruise ship, the tugboat, a canoe, sailboat, a kayak, a houseboat, a rowboat, and a motorboat. Lots of different kinds of boats. So I'm wondering if we're going to concentrate on one of them actually. And we are going to talk about specifically the sailboat today. Can you see that? I'll get close. That big, beautiful sailboat. We are going to start by singing a little poem about the sailboat. Okay. Climb aboard my sailboat. Have a seat just anywhere. I will raise the sail. We will soon be there. We'll glide through the water. The wind will blow through our hair. Feel that water spray. Psh. We will soon be there. I enjoyed this little trip. Climb out onto the pier. Thanks for coming with me. We are finally here. What did you notice about some of the words in that little rhyme? Yeah, they did rhyme. Did you say rhyme? Yeah, they rhymed. It was like a little poem actually, but they did have words that rhymed. So, for example, I'm going to give you an example. Let's see. I enjoyed this little trip. Climb out onto the pier. Thanks for coming with me. We are finally here. Pier, here. Did you hear how that rhymes? Pier, here. Hair, there. We'll glide through the water. The wind will blow our hair. Feel the water spray, and we'll soon be there. Hair, there. And the last one is, have a seat just anywhere. I will raise that sail, and we'll soon be there. Anywhere, there. Where, there. Okay, so those are some rhyming words. What else can you tell me about this boat here? It is a sailboat. Does anybody know what this part is? That's called the sail. You see it? The sail is actually made out of fabric, and it's what helps catch the wind. What else can you tell me about this beautiful boat? Where do you think it is? Did you guess? It's in the ocean. If you guessed it, you were right. It's in the ocean. It's out at the sea. Have you ever been on a boat? I have, but I haven't been on a sailboat like this before. It sure does look like fun. Okay, so we're going to talk about the different parts of the boat. We talked about this fabric, which is the sail. And there's also a part called the deck. And that's this part that you can actually walk out onto. I don't know if you can see that. This part's the deck. So there's the deck. There's also the mast. The mast is the upright pole that supports the sails. So there's a tall pole that goes up and down. And that pole is what supports the sails. It's called the mast. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the one last thing I want you to remember, does anybody know what makes this boat go? Can you guess? It's the wind. Just like when we're doing our calming breaths this week with our swoosh, it's the wind. If you blow out like that. Put your hand in front of yourself and blow. Do you feel that cool air on your fingers, on your hand? That's just like the wind. And the wind is what makes this boat go. It pushes the boat in one direction or another, depending on which way you move the sails. Okay, so I'm thinking that when you're at home, and maybe if you're in the bathtub, do any of you have any toy boats that look like this, a toy sailboat? Maybe you could bring it in the bathtub with you, and you could push it along, and you could think of the things that we've learned and talk about them with your mom or your dad while you're in the tub. That would be fun. And if you don't have a sailboat at home that you can put in your tub, maybe you could put, maybe you might have a tugboat, or you might have some other kind of a speedboat, or some other kind of a boat that you can put in your tub. Use your imagination. Push it along and see how it moves through the water. So that would be a fun activity. If you don't want to do it in your bathtub, maybe since the weather's been so beautiful outside and sunny and warm, you might have a water table at home. And if you have a water table, maybe you could put that in the backyard, fill it up with water, and put some boats in there. And play. Use your imagination. See how they move. Try to use your breath and blow and see if that works. And watch the boat just sail away. So you could do that both in your bathtub, or you could do it on a water table outside. You could even get some plastic containers that are very lightweight, or even a to-go box. If you guys go out to eat and you get a to-go box, you can ask your mommies and your daddies. You could put some little people or some objects inside the boat. It'd be cute if there were people, because then you could pretend like they were passengers, which are the people on the boat, and you could pretend like those were boats. The styrofoam little containers, and put those on the water and see if that works. That would be kind of fun. Okay, so we are going to do our calming breathing, okay? Are you ready? Swoosh. You want to try it with me? Okay, look at Fernando wants to try it. Now, Fernando, remember to blow. Breathe in. And exhale. Say swoosh. In. Exhale. Swoosh. Good job. That was great. Remember to practice that before bedtime too. It'll calm you down before you either take a nap or you go to bed. Okay. Did you try making a boat at home? Did you try using the masking tape or the painter's tape and make it on your rug with your mom or your dad? Don't forget, you can try that. Or Did you try doing row, row, row your boat? I hope you were successful. Was it fun? That would be fun to try. Okay. We're going to do our commitments, and we're going to do that right now. Here's all my friends. Hi, friends. All of pre-K3, here you are. Whoops. They don't have any faces on them because I can't have too many. We have a big pre-K3, lots of classes in our school, so we're just pretending. Okay, so this is all of pre-K3, and we're going to do our commitments. It's my job to keep you safe. It's your job to keep your home safe, right? You need to keep your home safe for your families. So remember, we are going to do our commitments at home. This week we're going to do sharing. Let's try to work on sharing at home. Think of ways that you could share. Maybe you have a boat that you're playing with outside in your water table or in the tub. And maybe you're playing with a sibling. Don't forget to share your boats with them. Or you could share, let's see, what else could you share with your siblings or your mom or your dad? Maybe you could share a book that you have. Maybe you could offer your sister or your brother one of your favorite things, like your favorite book, or even your favorite stuffed animal before bedtime. That would be really sweet. So just remember to share at home. And remember, use your imagination when you're at home. Think of the things that we've learned today. Think of the things that we've learned all week, or even, for example, do you remember when we learned about sinking and floating? You could practice that while you're in the tub too. See what things sink or float. You could practice that. So remember the things that we talk about throughout the year and what we've talked about today. And bring them to your house. Share them with your families. This is a special time for our families to spend together, so let's make good use out of it. Let's say goodbye for now, okay? Say goodbye to Fernando. Bye. Bye, friends. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for coming.